The Eastern Gabriel Valley ROP has all kinds of programs for you if you're trying to find a new career.
Absolutely. So let's not forget something that's very important that they have here on the campus. They have EMT courses.
Yeah.
And actually, Brian Richling is here with us.
The instructor.
The guy. And I actually noticed right away that you have EMS
Correct.
on your lapel. And so
Correct.
there's a little bit of a difference. And I know there are different kind of levels or scales, and it's kind of interesting, those different levels. So maybe you can explain a little bit about that, and then specifically what the program is.
Okay. We're an EMT program. We're actually an EMT Academy. And here in this region, there are no academies. Our students are required to present themselves in an academy profession. So we uphold the same standards that I would uphold of my employees in the field. I uphold those standards here on campus.
And EMT stands for?
It's Emergency Medical Technician.
And
the difference between EMT and EMS is the technician is the provider, and the S is the service, EMS service. And that encompasses everybody in the field of EMS. So we're looking at firemen, we're looking at ambulance drivers, nurses, doctors, anybody who provides medical care in the emergent situations, in the service industry.
Okay, so what kinds of things do people learn in your class?
Well, one of the biggest things is that, and that's why I do EMS. I'm an EMS professional. I teach that we're not ambulance drivers.
You're not ambulance drivers.
That's the first question I ask when I go speak at other colleges or if I speak at high schools. What is an EMT? Yeah, every answer, it's the ambulance driver. And yes, that is a part of what we do, and that is a major portion.
The ambulance.
That is a major portion of what we do and what we're recognized for, but that's not our only job. My specific career path has been immense. I've been blessed in that I've had the right people. It seems like every time at the right time. So as things have happened globally, internationally and domestically, things where EMS is needed to step into a new role, it seems like I've known the right people at the right moment, and they say, hey, you know what, this has taken place. How would you like to help us start a program to re-educate the firemen, to re-educate the teachers, the police department? So I've gotten to take part in a lot of different programs in the Southland that have impacted how EMS is run. And that goes all the way back to the North Hollywood bank robbery.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
So you're part of an ambulance company, and you're an instructor here.
And I'm a business owner.
And a business owner. Yeah. What, a different business?
No, I run an EMS company, and my duty is to take care of Hollywood and TV productions, much like this. So in the event that there's a film shoot, mostly out of studio, I do remote work. So if they're shooting a commercial in the middle of nowhere, it's the obligation, they have to have EMS on standby. So that's where I come in, and I do all over Southern California. If I do, I work with a couple different production companies, and that's what I do. And that's my business. I do work with an ambulance company also, where I provide event services. So all of these big raves that you hear about on the news, where we have people dying, that's what we're there for. We're there to minimize that impact. So these the production companies that put on these big shows, they're responsible for the crowd as well as the talent that's there.
How often do you have episodes in those situations where EMS needs to come in?
In which episode? Or which situation?
Like the rave situation.
It's a nonstop event. And how we do it is, it's a very unique situation in which, for these large venues like this, you're dealing with 40 to 60,000 people. And so the impact on the system, the EMS system, is immense if we weren't present. So we have doctors and nurses and paramedics and EMTs, and we are there on site. We effectively set up, just like the military would, a mobile hospital situation. Sure. So we have an ER set up that has upwards of 60 beds.
Wow.
Which is larger than most local ERs.
When you're going to a rave.
Correct. Yeah, and it's not only raves, it's rock concerts, big, large events like
Sporting
the X Games and things like that when they come to town. And that's what we do. We're there to minimize the impact to the local system, so that we are still going to be sending people to the emergency room because there's stuff that we can't handle on site. Even though we do minor surgical procedures, we have doctors on site. So
now, do your students here at the ROP get to go out on calls with you somehow?
And because one of our affiliates is a local ambulance company, and our clinical coordinator, he's with Cole Schaefer Ambulance, and they are contracted with the Los Angeles the system, so that their coverage covers the LA Fair and the complex over there in Pomona, the Fairplex. So one of the nice things is because our clinical coordinator is affiliated with them, and that is their contract. When large events happen there, some of our best students, the ones who are in a situation where they can go out, because it's not an official program portion, but if they've demonstrated that they have what it takes to get out there in the public a little early, we will send them over there, and we've done that a number of times.
Great. So Brian Richling, instructor here at the ROPTC.
Yes.
What do they look for? What do the students look for when they're signing up for your class?
It's a little different.
Is it the EME class, or the?
It's some of the students, they just say it looks interesting. And then some students say they have an end goal. I want to be into the fire service. And in the state of California, to be a fireman, you have to be an EMT. So they have that end goal. They know what they want. And where I have the other ones who's like, well, Mom said I needed to get out of the house. So
that's great. Thanks for joining us and sharing that information. And people can absolutely get.
Yeah, what a great opportunity the ROP provides for people out there looking for work. And what I'm really glad about is that they are right on the opposite side of the building for us here at the studios. Right, so if anything happens here, we've got help right next door, which is great.
So coming up next, we have how you can pick the right real estate agent for you.
So important. And CCN, Sunrise, Segment Star, Celestiera joins us next with that.